The British Railways Standard Class 5 MT460 was one of the 12 standard classes of steam locomotive built by British Railways in the 1950s. It was essentially a development of the LMS Stanier Class 5460. 172 were built between 1951 and 1957. Background: William Stanier's Black 5 had been the most successful mixed-traffic type in Great Britain. Construction of the Black 5s had started in 1934 and continued past nationalisation to 1951. A new set of standard locomotives was to be built by British Railways, based on LMS designs and incorporating modern ideas. In particular, the standard design incorporated features designed to make disposal easier. A self-cleaning smoke box and a rocking grate removed the necessity for crews to undertake dirty and strenuous duties at the end of a long shift. The Standard 5 was a much more economical high-speed express engine than the Black 5. Like the Clan class locomotives, Standard 5s, with the high-stepped running board, were partly conceived to be more economical and serviceable replacements for the bullied Pacific, and the Standard Class 5 were fast. They could really fly with good steam, easily to 100 miles per hour in the view of many engine drivers. Like the Clans, which could only manage one more carriage on an express than F5, the Standard 5s took a long time to shake down, and only started to really pull when different firing techniques, which allowed them to steam using poor quality coal, were developed. For these low-emission passenger locomotives came into use. They pulled much of the traffic on the last express lines for steam in the mid and late 1960s. Edinburgh, Aberdeen, London, Southampton, Bournemouth, Weymouth, and local express traffic in the North and Midlands around Sheffield and Leeds. They were also used on the locals between Liverpool, Manchester and Blackpool. Some steam hauled to the last day of steam in 1968. Design and construction. The design work was done at the XLNER Doncaster Works, but the bulk of the construction was done at Derby Works. The locomotive featured a Type 3B boiler almost identical to that of the Black 5s. The most obvious visible changes were a higher running plate, slightly enlarged driving wheels to 6 feet 2 in, and a standard cab. The first of the class, 73,000, was outshopped from Derby in April 1951 and 30 were in service by January 1952. There was then a gap in construction before Derby resumed building its remaining 100 engines. 42 were built at Doncaster, starting in August 1955 and finishing in May 1957, with Derby's last engine following a month later. 30 engines, numbers chapter 73,125 to 73,154, were built with Caprotti valve gear and poppet valves. One of these engines survives today at Butterley. It and 71,000 Duke of Gloucester are the only engines with Caprotti gear left in Britain in service. In 1959, 20 of the Southern Region locomotives were named, the names being transferred from senior King Arthur class locos that were then being withdrawn. These were 73,080 Merlin, 73,081 Excalibur, 73,082 Camelot, 73,083 Pendragon, 73,084 Tintagel, 73,085 Melisande, 73086 The Green Knight, 73,087 Lynette, 73,088 Joyous Guard, 73,089 Maid of Astolat, 73,110 The Red Knight, 73,111 King Uther, 73,112 Morgan Le Fay. 73,113 Lyoness, 73,114 Ettar, 73,115 King Pellinor, 73,116 Izzo, 73,117 Vivian, 73,118 King Leodegrance, 73,119 Elaine, 73,020 is known to have been used on Southern Region, photograph departing Southampton Terminus on the 18th of September 1965. 73,022 has also been photographed in service on the Southern Region, pulling of boat train across Canute Road in Southampton on the 29th of September 1966. This engine also starred in the BTC film Wash and Brush Up, showing the routine boiler washout and cleaning of the smoke box and ash screens every 12 to 16 days while in service. On completion of this, 73,020 hauled the 12:10 p.m. goods to Camden. 73,114 Ettar has been photographed in service on the 20th of March 1966, pulling a boat train through Fareham while diverted due to electrification work on the Southern Region main line from Southampton to London, Waterloo. Accidents and incidents. On the 25th of August 1958, locomotive No. 73,042 was hauling a sleeper car train which overran a signal and was in a head-on collision with a train formed from two electric multiple units at Eastbourne, East Sussex. 5 people were killed and 40 were injured. In 1958, locomotive No. 73,111 was hauling a passenger train that derailed at Millbrick, Hampshire due to a faulty point motor moving a set of points under the train. Preservation. Only 5 members of the class have survived into preservation, and of the 5 only 73,096 has operated on the main line. 73,096 is currently undergoing an overhaul at Southall and is being done to mainline standards.